Mack Reynolds, Adaptation, written by Mack Reynolds, narrated by Chenevert. Adaptation by Mack Reynolds. This story was first published in Astounding Science Fiction, August 1960. Forward and Part 1. Hardly had man solved his basic problems on the planet of his origin than he began to fumble into space. Barely a century had elapsed in the exploration of the solar system than he began to grope for the stars. And suddenly, with all but religious zeal, mankind conceived its fantasy dream of populating the galaxy. Never in the history of the race had fervor reached such a peak, and held so long. The question of why was seemingly ignored. Millions of Earth-type planets beckoned, and with a lemming-like desperation, humanity erupted into them. But the obstacles were frightening in their magnitude. The planets and satellites of Sol had proven comparatively tractable, and those that were suited to man life were quickly brought under his dominion. But there, of course, he had the advantage of proximity. The time involved in running back and forth to the home planet was meaningless, and all Earth's resources could be thrown into each problem's solving. But a planet a year removed in transportation or even communication? Aye, this was another thing, and more than once 1,000,000 colonists were lost before the Earthlings could adapt to new climate, new flora and fauna, new bacteria, or to factors which the most far-out visionary had never fancied, perhaps the lack of something never before missed. So, mad with the lust to seed the universe with his kind, man sought new methods. To 100,000 worlds they sent smaller colonies, as few as 100 pioneers apiece, and there marooned them, to adapt, if adapt they could. For a millennium, each colony was left to its own resources, to conquer the environment or to perish in the effort. 1,000 years was sufficient. Invariably, it was found, on those planets where human life survived at all, man slipped back during his first 2 or 3 centuries into a state of barbarism, then slowly began to inch forward again. There were exceptions, and the progress on one planet never exactly duplicated that on another. However, the average was surprisingly close to both nadir and zenith in terms of evolution of society.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?